Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus and welcome to Zooming in the Jungle Room. I'm really lucky today because I am speaking to Mike Muir from Infectious Grooves. They're about to do an Australian tour and we're going to chat all about it right now. Hey Mike, how are you?
Doing really good, really good.
Awesome. Are you
Yeah, I
excited?
just came from the dentist and did on my second hour of interviews, and I'm still doing good. So
Yay, you're on fire, mister.
yeah,
Are you
yeah,
excited about getting back to Australia?
super excited. As mentioned before, I was a permanent resident. My three boys were all born in Australia, and so I've spent a lot of time there. I have some good friends, and it's like a word that people overuse a lot is family, but I feel like I have besides my quote unquote family there. There's a lot of people that I consider family, people that if I grew up around them, they would be friends for life. You grow up around people and you know them, and they're quote unquote friends, but they're geographical friends just because. And if you didn't grow up around them, you would not be friends with them. And then there's the people that live in other parts of the world or something. You meet them, you go, that's the person I would have been friends with. I would be tight with people like that. And so I have a lot of those, like friends, good friends and stuff, which is great. And was saying about with suicidal just being there, we did the tour ourselves, and it's a little more challenging, but everybody just stepped up. I was, oh mate, what do you need? It's like, just let me know. And so everybody, that's the best part about Australians. No one's like backing away or trying to hide whatever. It's like, need something, I think I got a call. They're like, oh, let's do it, man. And so that enthusiasm, and that's the way I was brought up. That's the way that the world works at best. When we work together, and not in the cliche way, but just the quiet, subtle. Don't have to sit there. Well, I'm going to do this, and I want you. It's just like you get it, you do it. It's nothing. It's like then you're like, bro, thank you for what? It's just you would have done the same thing. And like, shut, quiet down, quiet down. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course. So yeah, it's a great thing, and obviously being able to come back this quickly, and part of like people notice Psych Australia is what we call it. It's an opportunity for us to do things differently and non-traditionally, so to speak, and do our take on what's hopefully a better way of doing things, and be able to put on things that people don't normally want to touch or something, because everything as you get down to it is formula. People want to have their formulas, their things to fit in, and that type of thing. And we want to do something where we go, like the shows we remember, and you're talking about 5, 10, years later. We want to do something like that where people after they leave, they go, whoa. And they're talking about it to their friends, and the friends that didn't go, you blew it, man. 7 years later, they're still saying you blew it. Yeah, but you didn't go to that show. And that's a very difficult, it's an easy thing to say, but a difficult thing to do. But that's what we want to do, is something where people see that and they do the comparison. They go, I've been to a lot of shows. A lot of shows are people doing things that they think people want so they can get the reaction that they want, so they can come back and keep doing it
Yep.
because they don't want to do anything else with their life. But we want to do the thing where people get there and they're like, yeah, where they're like thinking about it and processing it all, and
Mike,
hopefully applying it to their life.
let's go back to the beginning when it was 1989, Infectious Grooves, formed. What was that like for you? Because obviously you were, doing great things with Suicidal Tendencies at that point in time. What was the inspiration to put together Infectious Grooves?
So we had just got Robert in the band, and it was interesting because I didn't know Robert, and our guitar player did. But when we were trying to do bass players, he's like, "Well, I know this guy, but no, 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 no." And I was like, "Well, I didn't know what the issue was. I thought there must be an issue or something." When I met Robert, I go, "This dude is fucking cool ass." And oops, if he's beeping cool ass, and I didn't know and stuff. And I go, he's an amazing bass player. The only issue he was playing, and the music that he played was very different. And I was always trying to get him to say, "Oh man, let me hear some of the stuff you did." And he's like, "Oh no, 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 you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it." And it was like, I'm like, the more someone says no, the more curious you are. But anyhow, the bass playing was amazing. The music was more, and the singing, and that was kind of, And I told him, I go, dude, the bass playing is great. It's the other stuff that's really destroying it. And
Yeah.
I said, why, you know what, most hard rock, punk, metal, whatever, it's built around guitars. Why don't we do something that's built around the bass, but has the energy of, you know, rock or whatever kind of thing. And so he's like, yeah, you know, so we got back and just started writing songs. And that was basically just because, I mean, I used to say my favorite bands were Parliament and Sex Pistols, you know,
Yeah.
completely different, but in a certain way, complete similarity in the sense that, you know, like with Parliament, like the song Flashlight, 12 minutes long, they're in the studio, they're not thinking about the radio. They're just thinking about making a song that they love and want to play. And, you know, the Sex Pistols, the same thing. It was like, not like, okay, let's get a chorus that has a little more melody and a woo and a harmony or whatever. They're doing their thing and they don't give a damn, you know, and they're happy to let the whole world know that. And so I was like going, that's a good kind of mixture, mix Parliament with the Sex Pistols and just have it be as fun as possible. So that was our goal.
Mike, when you're at home just chilling, having nice quiet weekends in, who do you listen to?
Never.
Yeah, it never happens.
Yeah.
Who do you
One day.
want? What do you listen to?
Well, you know, it's funny because once we just recorded a song for for Infectious, and we've been starting on the Suicidal. Once I record, I don't listen to anything but what we're doing and working on, and just trying to know that like in the future, you can't go back and change the music. It is what it is. So try to spend as much time as possible on it, and time is, you know, is one of those statements of age, because when people say time is valuable, that's how you know people are old, because they're like, they realize it's like, whether it's just an all encompassing having 4 kids, you know, the whole schedules, pickups, this and that, and trying to make everything fit, and family, and then you know, and friends and all that stuff, and music, and being alive and actually living. It's a you know, it's quite a balance. And when people do it wrong, you can really tell, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the thing. So every moment that I have that I do, it's really focusing on what we're doing and going forward, and the different projects. Robert's doing a short film video for Infectious right now. They've been working on for a few months, and he's like racing all over the place, getting all these people involved, and it's just like amazing. And then, you know, we're just always doing something, trying to get it the best way that we can get things, and the way that we'll be most proud of, you know, not only now but in the future. So it keeps us all pretty busy. I got home,
I
we
imagine.
practiced like at 10 last night, so I had to drive out there, so I got home like at 4:30, and then got up and then going at it, doing all this stuff, you
Wow.
know, deadlines. And so it's just, it is what it is. But you know, I'm fortunate and happy that I could be able to do something that I actually like. I like to get sleep, but you know, there'll be another time for that.
Exactly. So obviously, Mike, High Street Music Hall, 4th of April, 2024. It's not far away. It's actually just less than a month away. What can the fans expect from the show this time around?
Well, I think one of the things is like a lot of times with anything, you don't know, you have expectations. And I've seen so many bands, especially with there's different people, they get together, it's like they're having fun, but they're not serious. And I like serious fun, you know, and when it's seriously fun afterwards, you go, dude, that was seriously fun, you know, kind of thing. That's the difference between, you know, what we're trying to do. And, you know, now with Jay, the whole thing, Jay's now the drummer of Suicidal. So we're, you know, he was excited to go to Australia. He's like, dude, we got to play some Suicidal songs. And Robert, when last September, we opened up a show with Metallica at a football stadium in Phoenix, and he came out, played a song with Ty, you know, his son. And so Robert's like, dude, I'll play a couple Suicidal songs. And so we're planning on having like that serious fun, you know, definition. My dad always says it's like everybody has definitions and they go lost on it. But a party's not something you wake up the next day and go, what the fuck did I do? No, why? It's like when you go, whoa, that was the best. I can't wait to, you know, do it again. It's like kind of thing and stuff where you just sit there and you're happy. And that's what we want to do, is just be one of those ones where people that go there, like I said, they're just like I'm so glad I came,
Yeah.
and I think they're going to see that we're genuinely excited to be there. Obviously, for someone like Robert, he doesn't need to be there. His schedule is insane, just not only with the shows with Metallica, he's just always running around doing something on the phone. Okay, when I get in the car, I'll call you. Okay, I'm on the way, and that type of thing. And then him, obviously, he's excited because Ty, his son, is playing, and he's going to play some songs with Ty. And as a father, it's funny because the first show that Ty did with us, Robert's like this nervous father, that's like, here's your plug, you got the Ty, you got this, and you see this crazy nerd Brody, who's the bass player for Metallica, and it's like it's just an amazing kind of thing. And so it's really cool. And it's great too, because and everyone will see it. We all want to be there.
Yeah.
We're all really excited and feel fortunate to be there. And and I'm happy too, because I push the Australia thing on everybody else,
Yeah.
because they're like, well, we can go here, here. And I go, yeah, we go to Australia, So for me, it's great. And we're so excited.
Mike, so after the show, do you like to get out and meet the fans and, get feedback and all that as well? Or are you just exhausted by the end of it?
Usually I try to go out there, and it's a thing I've learned over the years, but also my kids, so we'll be somewhere, someone will say, hey, Mike, hey, Psycho, what's up, blah, blah, blah. And they always go afterwards, they go, do you know him, or they just know the band? And they can't tell the difference between people I know and people who know the band, because over the years, the way that you are, people have a certain way. And there's a lot of people like, well, Robert filled in for us, and because Ty couldn't do a show, we went to Mexico and did this private thing for House of Ands. And when people were there at 2 a.m. when we flew in, and they saw Ty wasn't there and Robert wasn't there, and then it's all over the internet. And just Metallica's huge. They're huge in Mexico, and then Robert's Mexican, so he's like a saint, and they just love Robert. And just the love though, and the passion, just it's like the claws and trying to be able to touch and this and that. And I go, and if it was me, I'd be bam, 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 knocking people out, because it's like. And one of the girls that work for Vance, she goes, I hit someone. It's the first time I hit anybody, but he was pulling his arm. Like, I didn't know what else to do. But it's great when people have that passion, but it's also easier when people, consider you a person, they realize they have that moment of clarity with their person, and like, hey, what's up? How you doing and stuff. And they're respectful of your environment and stuff. So I think that's one of the things when you become a human, a lot of times with whatever, singer, bands or actors, they only see pictures or this or that. So you're not real, and they can't equate the realness. And so when you're out there and people, hey, Mike, yeah, it was great to this, people kind of see that and they go, oh, that's a person, and we should all treat people as people, you know what I mean? Until they make decisions that aren't human, kind of thing and stuff. So
cheers to that.
Yeah. So I have that whole point. My dad said, I don't understand why people hate people that they don't know. Just get to know them. You'll probably find plenty of reasons, but not have justification is wrong and stuff. And so I think that's the whole point. I think you have to be a point where you remember what you do and how people are people. And I appreciate that.
Mike, tell me, when you get to Australia, aside from catching up with some of your mates that live here, any other things that you're really looking forward to doing when you're in town?
Well, I've been spending a lot of time in the Gold Coast because that's where my wife's family's from. And that's probably, there's 3 places in the world that I could actually live. And that's definitely one of them. It's a very surf, skate, oriented kind of thing. It's a very, I would say, the good kind of hippie. People are not bothered about other people. Just they don't look at you. They don't think you're a problem, unless you do something, it's just like, live your life, kind of thing. And I like that aspect and stuff. And people, when they have conversations, when they ask a question, a lot of times they actually want an answer. You know, it's not the small talk. Oh, how you doing? Oh, that's good. You know, when they're turning their head or whatever and stuff. So I really had like a great time every time we're there. And like I said, I think I mentioned my two younger boys, they haven't been back to Australia since they were born and when we lived there. So I'm really excited about taking them around, them being able to see, you know, a bunch of stuff and, you know, see why we love Australia. And I think that's really important for them.
Yeah, definitely. Mike, you are an absolute pleasure to talk to. I cannot wait to meet you when you get to Adelaide. Like we said, it's 4th of April, which is just under a month away. Hindley Street
Yep.
Musical in Adelaide, but of course the tour is going all around Australia. Mike, I wish you all the best for it and hope it's an incredible success. And I look forward to seeing you when you hit Adelaide. Thank you so much.
Cool. Definitely, man.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate it so much. And peace
Enjoy.
to everybody so much.